Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Benita, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through some tips to get into reading. I'm going to give you some tips on how to start reading. So, last year I read 146 books, which is quite a lot, but obviously it took me a few years to get to that. When I first started reading, I think my first year I read about maybe 10 or 20 books or something. So it took me a while, like, to that level of reading 100 books a year. So I thought it would be nice to do a quick video just to give you guys some tips that helped me when I started my reading journey, and hopefully some of you can resonate with this and try this out yourself. Before I get into the tips, I thought I'll give you guys some benefits of reading. So obviously, if you want to start reading, you're thinking, why should I start? Like, what is in it for me? So I thought I'll give you guys some benefits that I've experienced and kind of things I've seen in my life that might help you guys as well. So I wrote this down. I'm quite prepared today. Yeah. So the first benefit I noticed is less screen time. Spend less time on my phone. So I don't spend a lot of time scrolling to social media because most of my time is taken up by reading a book. And because I work in 9 to 5, I spend a lot of my time on like on the screen, on my laptop and things like that. So when I'm not working, it's just nice to be away from that and just like get into a book. So that's kind of the second benefit, which is quite high for me actually, is the escapism of reading. So I read a lot of fiction books. So it's entertainment. So when I've had like a stressful day at work, if I'm going through some kind of stressful or like hard times in my life, when I pick up a book, I just escape that. I get away from all the stress and all the noise and everything like that. It's just a way to kind of channel my energy into something else. And from that, my stress levels have also reduced because of that. It's a way for me to unwind. Even my anxiety and stress levels have completely reduced because of just being able to escape. Another benefit is learning new things. So for me, is learning a lot about different cultures, different countries. I've actually planned holidays to certain cities and countries because of reading. I've discovered them from a book, and the way the authors would explain like different areas and different things I just want to experience about that country, about that city. Another one is entertainment. So yeah, because I read fiction, most of the things I read is entertainment, it's fun, and it's all part of just escapism. Like, I watch a lot of TV and movies, but I get the same thrill and excitement from the books I read as well. Another benefit is sense of accomplishment for me. Set challenges, the yearly challenges of how many books I want to read, and when I complete that challenge, I feel like I've achieved something. Like, it's a great hobby that I enjoy, and being able to kind of have a way to track how well I'm doing, I kind of feel like I've accomplished something as well. So those are kind of the benefits I've experienced in my life, and kind of why I advocate for reading. So now that I've given you the benefits, I hope I've sold you and brought you sold you and you're like kind of excited to start reading. I'll give you some of the tips that helped me when I started out. So the first tip is to set a realistic goal. So the beginner, someone who doesn't read a lot, it would be setting a big goal, like reading one book a week or even reading one book a month can be quite daunting because it's not something that you're used to doing, especially if you have like a busy life. So you probably have school, or you're working, a busy mom, or things like that. You have other things going on in your life. Like, you might not have the time, which is kind of one of the things I hear people saying, is that I don't have time to read. So you want to set like small achievable goals that will get you through it. When I started reading, I think my first goal was to spend 10 minutes a day reading. So, and 10 minutes you can read 2 or 3 pages depending on how fast of a reader you are, but that small goal is easy to achieve. You're not spending a lot of time, you're not like taking a portion of your day. It's not disturbing your life. It's just something small, achievable. And that goal you can set is to read a page a day. Why not? And you might even read more than one page a day, but the fact that you've met your goal of reading that one page, you feel that sense of accomplishment that will kind of encourage you to carry on, to kind of carry on that journey. And before you know, you've read like 2 pages, you've read 3 pages, you've read a chapter, and then before you know it, you completed the book. So setting those small achievable goals is easy for you to kind of start out that journey. The second tip is to schedule a time to read, and this kind of leads on to the first one as well. So again, everyone's got busy life, so setting some time to read. So if your goal is to read 10 minutes a day or read 2 or 3 pages a day, put in some time in your calendar. It could be when you wake up in the morning, before you grab your phone, you're going to spend 10 minutes of that time to pick up a book and read it. Whilst you're having your coffee, you want to pick up a book and read. On your commute to work, if you drive to work, you use public transport, you set in that time to read, put it into your calendar, set an alarm. I set an alarm and I just read that. So it kind of helps you stay accountable to actually achieve that goal. The third tip is to choose a platform that suits your lifestyle. So you've set your goal, you've scheduled a time to read. How are you going to read? Luckily nowadays, you don't have to read a physical book to read. If you want to read a physical book, that's perfectly fine as well. But read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and you don't actually have to commit financially to actually read a book. There are apps like the Libby app where you can get ebooks for free, listen to audiobooks for free. If you have a Spotify app and you have the premium subscription, there are now audiobooks on that platform. Again, you can listen to it, which might be probably easier for your lifestyle. The point of this is to make reading something fun and easy. You don't want reading to become a bottleneck. You want this to fit in seamlessly into your life. So I think choosing a platform that works for you is a good way to start. And then the next tip is, which is really important for me and something that took me a while to actually get into myself, is that it's okay to quit a book. I remember when I started out, every time I pick up a book, I felt like I had to finish it. And because I wasn't enjoying that book, I wasn't motivated to pick it up the next day to kind of meet my goal. As a new beginner, you're trying to figure out what you like. So it's okay for you it's like a try and error period for you. So it's okay for you to pick up a book. You find out after a couple of pages or chapters in, you're not enjoying that book. It's perfectly okay for you to leave it and move on to the next one. Because if you push yourself too hard or feel there's no point putting loads of pressure on yourself, again, reading should be fun and it should be part of your lifestyle. You don't want it to be like a chore. So if you're not enjoying the book, it's perfectly fine for you to drop it and move on to the next one. If you want to skim through that book as well, perfectly fine. This is meant to be fun. So yeah, it took me a while to get that, but I think that's very important. Like, it's fine, no one's gonna judge you, it's okay. Leave that book, it's not for you, move on to find the one that's for you. To stick to reading is to find something that you enjoy, and the best way to find what you enjoy is to try out different books, and then you figure out what you like. And then the final tip, which is something that I personally do, which you don't have to do this, is track what you read. So I think one of the benefits I found is I like tracking things. I like to feel like I've accomplished something. So a way you can, there's lots of ways you can track what you're reading. I know some people use reading journals, so they track down how many pages they read a day, they write it down. I personally use the Goodreads app to track what I read. Every time I pick up a book, I kind of mark it as currently reading, and I kind of track the pages I've read and things like that. And every month I can see how many books I've read. And again, because I set challenges for myself, I can see how all my progress is within my reading challenge. So it's because again, I don't want to feel like you're putting pressure on yourself. You don't have to do this step, but it's something I found very useful for myself, is tracking my progress and seeing how far I've come within my journey or my goals and things like that. So those are the tips that helped me when I started my journey. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you try out any of these tips or follow this process, please leave a comment down below. I would love to to know how you guys got on with it. And thank you guys again for sticking with me to the end, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.